Boom. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be dialing in from or online from with us. My name is Bart, and I am here live this morning on Sunday, September 22nd. My business partner and good friend and brother, Rudy Malle, is en route to the airport. He will not be able to join us today, but I'm here to give you just a real quick recap of some things that happened this weekend, some things to look forward to, and tomorrow Rudy and I will be back together and he will give a complete recap of a Super Saturday that took place yesterday in what we call the DMV. And the DMV is the DC, Maryland, Virginia area. Our Global Master Ambassador, Edwin Haynes, was there, and Rudy said it was absolutely off the chain. He called last night. We talked for the longest last night. He said about 1,400 people showed up for this Super Saturday. Now, folks, our business, ibüümerang, is officially only 3 weeks old. This was a regional event in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, just one little part of this great world we're in. And 1,400 people showed up from all over. Rudy's from New York. Big D was from there. Mr. Donaldson, one of our mentors, Andrea Hodge, was there. People were flying in from all over to be part of this event. But that wasn't the only one going on yesterday. They were going on all over the U.S., all over the world. So this is really something special that's being created here. Yesterday morning, many of us sat on a call with the CEO of ibüümerang, Mr. Holton Buggs. And that call was unbelievable. It's one of those training calls you have to experience. I encourage you to go out to iboomhub.com. You see it there on the screen. Go out to iboomhub.com and you'll see that training. Listen to it. Whether you're interested in being an ambassador with ibüümerang, or whether you have your own business, or whether you just want to make tomorrow so much better than today, listen to that call. Because what is underneath everything that HB trains us on is the fact that we have got to be the best version of ourselves possible in order to be successful. And that's what it's all about here at ibüümerang. HB talks about having the IT effect. I meaning integrity, T meaning transparency. I invite you to go out to iboomhub.com and just click around and look. You will see all of our training out there. You will see a whole area under resources that are frequently asked questions. Many of those have videos that accompany it. It is amazing what you will find out there. It is like having your own special mentor, your own special coach, your own special life coach when you go out and look and see some of the things that are happening with ibüümerang. So I totally recommend you go out there and look at it and find it and see what's happening there with it. Again, Rudy will be back tomorrow, but I want to hit a couple of things. One thing yesterday that happened, HB was talking about this new Vibe that we have. We're going to have an event in the Fort Lauderdale, Miami area on December 7th and 8th. That is going to launch the Vibe. The Vibe is a ride share that is similar to Uber, but so much different, because you'll be able to say, if you're a female, I want a female driver. If you speak a specific language, I want a specific language driver. There'll be so many filters you can create with this. But here's something that blew us away yesterday. Many drivers for rideshare get about 30 to 40% of the fare as their commission. Not bad. If you drive a lot, that could be quite a bit. Under Vibe, those drivers will have the ability to get 100% of their fare as commission. How that's going to happen, we will find out. But that is just mind-blowing. What that tells me is that Holton Buggs and his team are so forward-thinking. They're saying, all right, this is the goal we want to achieve. How do we achieve it? They put it in place and they make it happen. That's the type of environment, that's the type of culture that is being developed here. So go out there and take a look at it, because not only is Vibrite coming down, but we also have Boom Mobile, which is a cellular service that will also roll out this year. He even told us yesterday there's something else on the horizon that's even bigger than Vibrite and Boom Mobile. Can't even begin to guess what that may be, but I can't wait to hear what it is. The other thing that's out there, if you go out to iBoom Hub and click on events, you will see events that are happening all over the world. Whether you're in Mexico, whether you're in Africa, whether you're in Australia, US, Canada, UK, wherever you may be, there are events that are taking place every single day. Many of those events are taking place in people's living rooms and dens. That's the type of groundswell support that's happening. Mr. Bug said yesterday, we are now in 157 countries. 3 weeks old, 157 countries, over 200,000 customers and ambassadors combined out there. That doesn't happen by something that's considered a scam or a fluke or not for real. This is for real. Go out there, take a look at it. You know, it's like test driving a car. You know you probably can't afford a Lamborghini or a Rolls, or maybe you can't afford a Lexus or a BMW. But you want to test drive one just to see what it's like. And then you know you've got that feel. This is what I'm going to work toward. Same thing here. Go out and take a test drive. Go out and look. You know, comment below me, and I will send you a free ibüümerang. You activate it, and guess what happens? You activate it, and first of all, you've just provided a nutritional meal for a child through Children's International. You've just done that. Didn't buy a thing. You just activated it. But you activate it, and you go out there and you say, okay, so I want to take a trip to maybe Orlando. Take your family down to Harry Potter World, Universal Studios, or to Disney World down there. You can go out there and you can see what the hotels, the resorts are going to cost and the amount of savings you're going to be able to get. You also can see discounts to the amusement parks, discount to other events that are taking place. Let's just say you want to do something in your hometown area. Go out there under lifestyles and you will see events that are taking place in your hometown area. You can buy a restaurant card for 10 or 11 bucks that will give you up to $100 worth of restaurant credits to go to your favorite restaurants and have a great family meal or a date. Or maybe you want to get someone a gift. What a great gift to give them, a $100 restaurant card, and only cost you 11 bucks. Those are the kind of things that are out there. But the other thing I want to talk about today real quickly, and it's going to be a short call because Rudy, like I said, is not here today, and I can't wait to hear more about the Super Saturday from him tomorrow. But earlier in the week, last week, we told you about this calendar. It's called the Flight Plan Calendar. And in it, it breaks down how to be successful with your business. But more importantly, it's how to be successful in life. And so I just want to mention this one page to you today. There's a great quote at the top, and it comes from Winston Churchill that reads, "Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts." And I really want to encourage you to think about that. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. In here, there's a whole list of things, as you can see, of actions to take this month. We've got one more week left in the month of September. Think about what you want to task that you want to take and actions you want to take this next week, and then where that leads to this next month. Over here on the side, there's a core flight check, and here's what I want you to look at and to think about. Number one, be accountable. Be accountable for what you're doing this next week and throughout the month of October. Get yourself an accountability partner. Rudy and I are accountability partners. We hold each other accountable. Last night we talked for over an hour about what he experienced there in Maryland, and talked about a call that HB did and what we have coming up this week, what our goals are for the week. Secondly, it says share the presentation. Now we're talking here about ibüümerang, but in your life, if you're listening to this and you've got your own business or you work for a corporation or a small business, share the presentation means share what it takes to get you to that next level. One of the things Rudy and I talked about last night is the more that we do this, the more confidence we're building, the more momentum we are building with our business and what we're doing here. It talks here about reading material and listening material. The great Les Brown, who I consider to be one of my mentors in the world of personal development, says to read 30 minutes or 30 pages a night. There are a ton of books out there to read. You can do a 30-minute audio. Also, it says listening materials. Yesterday, HB said to us, get your phone, go to your playlist. How much of it is music? How much of it is inspirational? How much of it is audio that is going to feed your mind with positive reinforcement, positive affirmations? Because here's the one thing we know. About 98 to 99% of what you do is controlled by your subconscious. It's what's programmed in that computer of yours between the two ears. Only you can reformat that. No one else can. So you start feeding yourself with information, with affirmations of things that will take you to the next level. Two other things here. One, counsel upline. What does that mean? That means look at the people that you surround yourself with. Who is in position above you? Maybe it's your supervisor, maybe it's their manager, maybe it's a CEO somewhere, maybe it's someone who is just an elder, or maybe in my case, someone like Rudy, who is a millennial that really inspires me. I look up to him for many things. Jim Rohn says that you are the average of the 5 people you most associate with. It doesn't mean 5 people at work, 5 people at home, 5 people at the bar. The 5 people you most associate with. And until you're willing to look at those 5 and say, I'm going to improve on those 5, things are not going to change. And so that's one piece of what you've got to look at and work with there. And then finally, it says, attend all events. Well, at work, what we're talking about there is at your work, attend all your meetings. It means to be actively engaged. When you go to a meeting of any kind, be it church, be it a meeting at work, be it a team meeting, where do you sit? Do you sit in the back where no one can see you? Or do you sit up in the front where you're accountable and you get that feedback and you can see the facial and body expression and body language of the person that is presenting? That tells you a great deal about who you are and what effort you put into it. You know, when HB has an event, when we were in Vegas, I got there, I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning to be in line by 5 o'clock. We did not start until 10 o'clock, okay? The first day, I was probably 100, 150 people back down the line. People were there the night before at 8 o'clock at night, sleeping overnight. I met a guy Sunday morning from Utah who got there at 8 p.m. on Friday night in order to be at the front of the line when the gates open at 8 a.m. Saturday morning. What does that say? It says that he made it a priority. Sunday morning, same thing. Got up at 4 o'clock in the morning, got over there, got my place in line. This time I was probably about 50, 60 back. But I made sure that when I got inside the arena, I was as close as I could be to the stage because I wanted to be able to see and feel and hear the message that was coming out. Same thing is true in your life. Where do you sit? How engaged are you? Do you take notepad with you, or at least take this thing and sit there and create some text, create notes, come back and take pictures. We videotaped so much there and took so many photos of things that reminded us. So that's what I want to leave you with this Sunday morning, is look at this and remember that success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It's the courage to continue that counts. I am a big believer, and in the training I do and the coaching that I do, big believer in there is no such thing as a mistake as long as you learn from it, because then it becomes a learning opportunity. And the second thing is the only way to fail is to quit. That's it. If you keep going, no matter how slow, no matter what other direction, you are looking for a path to get you there. So again, go back out to iboomhub.com, take a look at that, see what we have out there. If you want that free boomerang, comment me below. If you're interested in being an ambassador, go out there and look on iBoom Hub for events in your area. If you're in the St. Louis area, we have one tomorrow night at 7 o'clock at the Holiday Inn Express in Earth City by Dave & Buster's. Be there. It's going to be a great meeting that we're going to have. Come and learn. You get at least a free iboomerang for attending. In New York, where Rudy is, they have them every week, twice a week, in Harlem and in Brooklyn. Go to the meetings. Be part of it. But the other thing, too, is every day, at least twice a day, sometimes 3 times a day, corporate does a watch party where you learn about it. But even more important, every day at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, noon Central Time, you can come see Rudy and me. We'll be back tomorrow at noon Central Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Peggy just confirmed she's going to be at the meeting tomorrow night. How about that? That'll be awesome to see her there. Come back tomorrow. I cannot wait for me and Rudy to be back connected. I'm almost having withdrawals, not being connected with him for 2 days now. But I can't wait to hear what he has to say about what he learned from Mr. Edwin Haynes, our global master ambassador. And again, guys, think about it. 3 weeks old, an event that took place in our nation's capital and the 2 connecting states, that small quad triangle of an area there, and 1,400 people were there. 1,400. Massive. It's amazing what iBoomerang is creating. Come back tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow. Until then, have an amazing, amazing Sunday. Rudy, I know you're listening. Brother, safe flight back to New York. I can't wait to connect with you. See you guys tomorrow. Ciao.